The Battle of Lake Trasimene was one of the most significant engagements during the Second Punic War, a conflict between the Roman Republic and Carthage that lasted from 218 BCE to 201 BCE. This particular battle, fought on June 21, 217 BCE, demonstrated the tactical brilliance of the Carthaginian general Hannibal and highlighted the vulnerabilities of the Roman military strategy at the time. To understand this pivotal moment in history, it is essential to examine the context leading up to the battle, the events of the battle itself, and the aftermath that shaped the course of the war. In the years preceding the battle, tensions between Rome and Carthage had escalated following the First Punic War, which ended in 241 BCE. Rome emerged victorious from that conflict, securing control of Sicily and imposing heavy reparations on Carthage. However, Carthage sought to rebuild its power under the leadership of the Barca family, particularly Hamilcar Barca and later his son Hannibal. Hamilcar's campaigns in Spain laid the groundwork for Carthaginian resurgence, and by the time Hannibal assumed command, Carthage had established a strong foothold in the Iberian Peninsula. Hannibal's march on Italy began in 218 BCE following his bold decision to attack Saguntum, a city allied with Rome. This act directly violated the treaty between the two powers and triggered the Second Punic War. Hannibal's subsequent journey across the Alps with a diverse army that included war elephants became legendary. Despite suffering heavy losses, he arrived in northern Italy with a formidable force, prepared to challenge Roman dominance. His victories at the battles of the Ticinus and the Trebia in late 218 BCE displayed his strategic acumen and weakened Roman confidence. As 217 BCE dawned, Rome was determined to halt Hannibal's advance. The Roman Senate appointed Gaius Flaminius as one of the year's consuls, and he took command of an army tasked with defending central Italy. Flaminius was a controversial figure known for his populist policies and defiance of traditional Roman aristocracy. His eagerness to confront Hannibal without waiting for reinforcements would prove disastrous. Hannibal, for his part, recognized Flaminius's aggressive tendencies and devised a plan to exploit them. By marching through the Arno Valley, devastating the countryside as he went, Hannibal lured Flaminius into pursuit. The Carthaginian general carefully chose Lake Trasimene, a narrow area flanked by hills, as the site for his ambush. The morning of June 21, 217 BCE, began with heavy fog blanketing the area around Lake Trasimene. Hannibal had positioned his forces strategically, concealing the bulk of his army in the hills overlooking the narrow path between the lake and the rising terrain. Only a small contingent of Carthaginian troops was visible to the Romans, serving as bait to draw them into the trap. Flaminius, eager to engage Hannibal and unaware of the danger, ordered his army to advance along the lakeside. As the Roman column stretched out along the narrow path, Hannibal gave the signal to attack. Carthaginian troops descended from the hills, striking the Roman forces from three sides. The element of surprise, combined with the confined terrain, left the Romans with little room to maneuver. Panic quickly set in among the Roman soldiers, many of whom were pushed into the lake and drowned. Flaminius himself was killed during the chaos, further demoralizing his troops. The battle became a slaughter, with an estimated 15,000 Roman soldiers killed and another 10,000 captured. Hannibal's losses were minimal by comparison, highlighting the effectiveness of his tactic. The aftermath of the Battle of Lake Trasimene had far-reaching consequences for Rome. News of the defeat sent shockwaves through the city, prompting the Senate to take drastic measures. Quintus Fabius Maximus was appointed dictator, a role that granted him supreme authority to direct the war effort. Fabius adopted a strategy of cautious harassment, avoiding direct confrontations with Hannibal and focusing on disrupting his supply lines. This approach earned him the nickname Cunctator, or the Delayer, and while it frustrated many Romans eager for decisive action, it ultimately helped stabilize the situation. For Hannibal, the victory at Lake Trasimene reinforced his reputation as a brilliant commander and allowed him to continue his campaign in Italy. However, despite his successes on the battlefield, he faced significant challenges in maintaining his army and securing alliances with Italian states. The battle also marked a turning point in the Second Punic War, as Rome began to adapt its strategies to counter Hannibal's unconventional tactics. The Battle of Lake Trasimene stands as a testament to the perils of overconfidence and the importance of strategic planning. Hannibal's ability to outmaneuver and outthink his opponents set a high standard for military leadership, while Rome's eventual recovery demonstrated the resilience and adaptability of the Republic. This clash not only shaped the Second Punic War, but also left a lasting legacy in the annals of military history.